Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194 and appreciate you taking the time out of your day to stop in and visit and check out my video. And a little late with this one, couple of them I'm getting kind of a little bit behind. I apologize for that on setups. But I had a request for the Huracan EVO2 here at COTA, and I worked on it multiple times, but I just couldn't get it to feel right and perform right. So I have just kept working on it and really kind of did a lot more testing than I thought I was going to do, just because of just trying to find the feel of the car and the performance. So we're going to go ahead and do a lap here, like we normally do. Then we'll go over the setup. Again, I'm hitting the brakes right here at the 100. Really particular about this braking point because you don't have to miss it by much. If you go a little deep, you're going to go wide. So you really need to hit it and just no later than right here. Okay, so just before the 100. And if you, like I said, otherwise it seems like maybe it's the bumps, but if you think you just went a little bit deeper and you're way out. So again, just be careful that, again, you want as late at apex as you can. I know that depends upon if you got a guy trying to go on the inside of you, but I mean, again, that's just about right. I mean, you want to be close to this big bump here. Don't hit those on the outside, you get out of bounds. Now, there's a couple different lines through here again, so this is just how I do it. Again, you can, maybe, hopefully it'll help you, but this is just how I do it. I know there's a lot of different multiple lines, but, the thing is, run through here is also just to track out, so you got to be so careful to track outs. So, again, that's another X factor type thing. Again, be careful. I know a lot of guys right here go really wide out here. I don't go so wide. I'm more in the middle or maybe a little bit to the right of the middle. Again, I mean, I'm aiming for these little sausages right here with my left side, because if I know I'm hitting those, I'm still should be in on this side. Same thing here, and that's right to the max. I guarantee that wasn't probably barely touching the white line on that one. Again, that's a lot of it is how aggressive you are as far as what the time is going to be. I mean, you're on the ragged edge of being in bounds, you'll get a better time, but also you can flirt with getting out of bounds, and then you get a drive-through. So again, you just got to be really careful of that. Again, going over here, again, don't be too overly aggressive going through this section, because you can either lose control or lose time. So you gotta feel the car and push it as hard as it's wanting to, but don't be too overly aggressive, or it'll just hurt you. Again, I try to hold it real tight so I can bring it back to the right and then go back to the left. Right there. If you need to hit that sausage, that's fine. And especially with this turn is really where the consistency counts, because I was really hitting and missing this turn, and this is the turn that you can really, again, make time or lose time. And if you come into here too hot, you're just going to run wide, and it just screws up the whole next section. So again, you just got to come in here just right. So again, really practice this part right here. And again, I was very conservative there. I could have been about a half a car length over. So again, just, I know it could have been faster for sure. Again, try to get on the gas as early as you can. Cut that a little bit. Don't get too aggressive. And then down here, right at the 100. I mean, you can see the 100's right here where this line is. And I mean, I'm right on it when I'm on the brake. So you're right up to it. In the car, you're actually a little bit past it. So again, sitting in the car, you can see you're looking more at the 50 way up there, but you just going past the 100 when you're on the brakes. So again, I go in there pretty deep. because you're wanting to, again, all these turns like this, just like the end of the straightaway, you're wanting to turn as late as you can because this turn comes back in on itself. So you're wanting to go in really deep so you can be out. Because if you brake too early, you're screwed. I mean, if you brake too early, the sausage is gonna be in the way because you're gonna end up running over it. So you want to go brake in late and then come back so you can straighten this out to get the drive down the straightaway. So again, a really critical turn since this is the long straightaway here at COTA. And you see me turning and see that's pretty much that's about perfect, really. I mean, you can't really be too much better without clipping this bump here, which will mess you up. So again, that's about right. And you don't want to run over the sausages out here on the end. And I know a lot of guys just run all the way down this curbing. I don't, maybe there's an advantage with that. I just don't because I don't think the grip is as high, so I just don't. But that's your choice. Again, I got right up here, right before the 100, so you're not at the 100, so you can see the mark right here, but you're getting pretty close. Again, you're gonna go as close to this again as you can, late apex. And then up here, you're gonna go past that mark. So again, you're gonna go past this white mark over here. That's at the 50. So you're gonna go right past that. And again, I try to get a little bit, move over a little bit to get a good angle because you're wanting to late apexes so you can kind of do a better angle coming off this turn right here. Now, I try to cut this corner. If you run out wide a little bit, that's fine because you can see where the line is anyway. But then I cut it in, and you can see where I am right here because, I want to stay in bounds. So I got my left sides over the line. But again, I'm trying to straighten it out. I don't want to be way over here if I don't have to be. And then here, basically what I do to judge this corner, and again, this is just me, but I judge it by this corner. That's my brake marker. So I'm braking just before this corner coming up, and that's how I judged when to brake. And again, I try to be a little bit wider maybe than normal. It's still right in the groove, but even sometimes I'm even a little wider than this, almost right on the edge or a little bit in the gray. But again, I still use this as my brake marker as far as getting set up for this, one of the hardest turns to judge. But again, I mean, you can really gain or lose there. But again, you can see in the car, I mean, you can see there's the corner right there. So again, right before it is how I'm looking at it. Again, I stay wide and then cut it back at the last second. And again, that's perfect. You can't really do any better than that. And the closer you are to that, you're going to gain time every time. I mean, you're going to gain tenths as far as running really close, or you're going to lose tenths. I mean, if you're out here a car length, you're probably going to lose 2 or 3 tenths easy. It's amazing how much you lose right here or gain. Because you straighten it out, get on the gas as soon as you can. Okay, and then right here is where I'm aiming for this white line right here. So again, I go a little on the curbing over here, aim for the white line. And here it's really is feel. I mean, I'm throttle and brake at the same time. So a lot of times I'm throttling and touching the brake to get the car to rotate as I'm turning. I do that maybe once or twice. You see it hit the brakes. Trying to keep it tight. And then again, here at the 50. Well, really, it's before the 50. So it's before the 50, but you're right around there. And again, there's a sausage on here, so you want to be careful of it because if you run over it, you're not going to wreck or anything, but it just upsets the car and you lose time. So you really want to be on the right side of that. You want to be over on this right side of this sausage here. Just like that. So see how I'm right up next to it. I'm in second, and of course I run out here. That's about as wide as you can go. Any wider, and I would have been out of bounds. Again, right before this white line here, which is the 50, just before it. Try it again, do another late apex. Again, I was a little off here, a little bit too wide. but it was okay. I don't think it didn't probably lose too much. That was a 206.54. So again, I mean, I think there's a little bit more time in it between just me driving better and you know, just getting the car to getting more used to the car and the track and be maybe a little bit more energetic. I'm a little tired because I've been working. So you know, and again, if you're not pumped and 100%, it affects the car. So again, it probably does a little bit. I mean, I'm not that bad, but it's just that, you know, I mean, you might have a little bit there because again, you know, you're the driver, so that's the biggest X factor is the guy in the car. So again, real happy with the setup. I still think there's a little bit more time in it, but it's really solid to drive. So it's not like it's a hairy carry type thing. And you can see the temperature's 24 is right at my cutoff time. Where I've been doing it an hour, and you can see the temperature's up to 24. So it's not really cool or anything. And I actually tried some different other things, and it wasn't working. So I went the other way, and that's when I started gaining time. So I'm happy with that. A lot faster than what my old time was a Huracan. My fastest lap in the Huracan before this was a 207.2, I think. So I gained 3/4 of a second. So, I mean, I don't know if some of that is, you know, in my new setup or, I mean, what I'm using, my base and my, you know, I'm talking about my rig and everything, or all in the setup of the car. I don't, maybe it's a combination of both, but I know it's definitely faster than what, you know, by a good amount over what I did, with my other setup. So let's go over that. We got 25.3 left front, 25 left rear, 25.5 right front, 25.2 right rear. The toe is a -0.2 on the front with the camber at -3.8 and the caster at 13. And the toe on the rear is a positive 0.05 with the camber at -2.8. Again, wear is really good on the tires. No, I mean, the wear is about as perfect as you can be. So happy with that. I'm running some more toe, trying to get this thing to turn quicker on entry, because you really need it here. And the Huracan is just, you know, a little heavier and just doesn't want to do that. So you got to try to help it. So that's what I'm trying to do with the with more negative toe in the front. Other than that, everything's really good. Electronics 3, 2, 3, and 1. So again, you know, you can maybe turn the TC1 down to 2. It might pick up a little bit. Again, if you need to turn this up later in the race, that's, you know, just keep that in mind. I mean, it was fine while I was running, but, you know, if you're doing a longer race, you might have to turn the TC2 up a little bit. Other than that, everything's fine. Everything's really good here. Again, 55 liters, #1 brake pad. Mechanical, got 3 on the anti-roll bar on the front, 55 in the brake bias, steering all the way down. Springs on the front are 190,000 with a bump stop rate of 800 and a bump stop range of 6. And on the rear, the springs are 164,000 with a bump stop rate of 1,200 and a bump stop range of 25. Anti-roll bar is 5 and the preload is 120. So again, you know, I've tried so much stuff here. I mean, springs, bump stop rates, ranges, sway bars. I have been all over the place here. So again, it seemed like it liked the stiffer springs I went with before. It just didn't seem to like it. And I didn't like the feel either. It was understeering too much in the front. So I softened it up some and I really liked it, but then the rear wasn't doing what I wanted. So I had to stiffen the rear back up a little bit. And then I had to start doing a lot of bump stop rate testing, and it really liked it as I was going up on the bump stop rate in the rear. And I think it's just helping the car rotate in some of these corners, and also not when you're changing directions, keeping the car steady and not letting it rotate one way or the other, you know, over rotate, I should say. So I think it was helping it stay steady and keeping the car, you know, aero balance and everything. So again, I think it was just improving as I went up on, testing the rates and the ranges and making adjustments. It just kept gaining a little bit. So again, a lot of work in here. Shocks on the front are 8, 4, 19, and 32, and on the rear they're 7, 6, 13, and 22. Again, all dialed in with Motec, and again with some little small adjustments also by me. But again, it's very close, and it come out really good. Aero got 54 in the front, 63 in the rear with a 10 wing and a 4 and a 4 in the brake ducts, and the front aero variation is a 0.8 to the positive. So again, here done a lot of adjustments here, and really just settled for this. I've ran a 6 wing all the way up to a 10. So I really tried to go down and try to make it work that way, because I know that the Huracan has a lot of natural downforce, but it just I was running basically what I was running before, low 207s. So it felt okay, but I just couldn't attack the corners like I wanted to, and the car didn't react the way I wanted it to. So basically, as I went with more wing, it gained more time, and of course I could be a little bit more aggressive on some of the other settings also. So again, the combination of all of that, and it would, I dropped a good amount. So again, just I didn't try a full wing. I didn't go all the way out. I think 10 should be enough. I think the balance is good, because again, you don't want to get too much under, get the understeer going. So I think this was right there. Again, if you want to go down to a 9, I don't think it'll be that big a difference. But, basically, I just decided 10 was really the best option. Speed down the back straightaway was 162. It just barely hit it. But, again, that's not bad. I don't think that's really bad. That's about okay for the Huracan, especially with the 10 wings. So, again, it's all on the, getting that drive going onto the back straightaway. It makes a big difference. So the later you can hit it, and get on the gas earlier, the better you'll have, the speed will be down there on the, at the end. So again, just really practice that and try to nail it so you can get every bit of speed out of it down the straightaway. But again, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give me a like and subscribe. And again, I really try to make the setups the best that I can as far as drivability and performance, combination of the two, and the feel of the car and the whole thing. Again, the link to this setup will be in the description, and of course, all my setups are free. And again, I appreciate all your support, liking and subscribing. Thank you to Mark and Larry for their support. I really appreciate it. And of course, I have a Discord link that's in there also, that you can find this there, this setup there, and also all my other setups. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and you'll come back again really soon. Y'all take care. See ya.